Hi everyone, this is Michael and I have some really good news. So the good news is that even though the IT terminology used by IT candidates and hiring managers is really confusing and there is quite a lot of it, but the good news is that everything has an end, and this also has an end. In fact, I've analyzed hundreds of job requirements and CVs, the profiles of candidates, to identify the most common programming languages and the most common frameworks and the most common IT acronyms, the most common terms these developers and IT specialists use. So this is also what you can find on one of our mind maps. So for example, this is the mind map with the acronyms. And during our training sessions, obviously we don't go through all this because it would be super boring. But the good news, as I'm telling you, is that everything has an end. So if you learn this over the course of the next few months, you will know better than 95% of all the IT recruiters out there. So this is the list of all these acronyms: API, AWS, CI, CD, IDE. So all these are used by software developers and IT professionals. Or for example, LAMP or MEAN. So these technical stacks are also used by IT professionals. And I know it may be a little too boring to go through one by one, so that's why we have prepared a series of exercises and worksheets. Like you can see here, this one, which is from the Professional IT Recruitment Workbook. It guides you step by step. For example, the first question: what programming languages are used for backend development? And you think about it and you answer. And then we ask pretty much the same question, just from different angle. For example, which of these three programming languages is used for backend development? Java or JavaScript or PHP? And the correct answer may be all of them, okay? So it's all about practice at the end of the day. And as soon as you know this, then everything is easier. The interaction with hiring managers, you know what to ask. Nothing really surprises you. And at the same time, you know what to ask your IT candidates, because you know what is used for backend development, what is used for front-end development. You are aware of all these acronyms, so you know what are the technical stacks. And this is just one of the mind maps, right? At some point, I'm not saying tomorrow, I'm not saying next week, but within the next 3 months, you should learn about these IT roles. So software development, AI, machine learning, IT management, data and BI roles, executives, some emerging roles, cloud roles, DevOps. And even though I've been in IT for over 15 years, I don't recall everything. So that's why I've created these mind maps also for myself, because when I'm talking to Java developers or JavaScript developers or PHP developers, sometimes I just need to look up these terms. For example, what are the testing frameworks related to Java development? Or what are some popular libraries in the JavaScript development ecosystem? And then I can ask these questions, those IT candidates or managers in IT. I can just ask them like, hey, you mentioned in your job requirement that Cypress is used, but what about some other testing framework? Can the candidate have experience with Jest or Jasmine or Karma? And you suddenly, you just look this up before the call with the hiring manager, and you can ask these great questions. So this is a huge value added. And this IT terminology has an end, right? There is just a few of these testing frameworks related to JavaScript. And there are a few testing frameworks related to Java development. And there are a few testing frameworks related to C# development. And a few testing frameworks for some other programming language, right? Well, obviously there are many, but there are top 3, top 4 that you need to be aware of. Obviously, I don't know about all 50 testing frameworks in JavaScript, but I know the top 3, 4, 5, and that's enough, right? That's enough in order to read job descriptions with confidence, in order to read the profiles and quickly determine who is a good fit to your position, okay? So this is the IT terminology. There is probably a link to this IT acronyms mind map, which you can download right away and go through this to see, that these acronyms actually are really those that you have seen in the last probably a month or two in your CVs and JDs. And if you would like to go deeper, if you would like to level up so you eventually understand all these must-haves, then I'm organizing a training session. It's actually a series of online training sessions on December 8, December 9, and December 10. So if you would like to join it, you can just click the link somewhere below this video and you can get your ticket. So you will be able to get the workbook with some of the mind maps and also with screenshots and slides from those sessions. You will also get another guide which focuses on job requirements. So what can you extract from job requirements? And for example, here is a job requirement, and on the right side I show you the must-know terminology. What is must-know and what is just unnecessary? And similarly, I will also guide you in this training session through interviews. So this is the Confident Interviews Guide, which also covers several profiles. For example, product owner. So what is the essential terminology related to this particular role? And what I would ask candidates and hiring managers is always on the right side. There is a little cheat sheet. Okay, so everything has an end. As I mentioned, the IT foundation is super important, and I have no intention to teaching you to code in Java or in Python because I know that you will not need it. However, you need to know the most popular programming languages in Python and in PHP and in JavaScript, and what tools do testers use, and designers and developers, etc., etc. Because then you can interact with them. You know what to ask, and then you know what to ask your hiring managers. Okay, so if you would like to level up your recruitment game, and if you learn these IT essentials, then you are doing better than 95% of recruiters out there.